fifth dimension. Aquarius I am. We in the Aquarius age for the next 2,000 years, you dig?
Swing low, time to move on. Light years in time, ahead of our time.
I want to free your mind by helping you understand the zodiac signs. That's right, you're live with Aquaman in the zodiac zone where the cosmos is your home. I'm your very own Anpu, the real urban guru, coming through on the mothership. So let's open up your cosmic memory bank and swing down to earth where the shit stank. Hey, peace everyone. Welcome to Hip Hop Astrology TV. I'm your host, Anpu, the real urban guru, the ambassador of the Aquarian age. Man, oh man, oh man. You know, a lot of people hitting me up, and I'm starting to see this frenzy that the world is going through, those who are paying attention to a specific date of September the 23rd this year, 2017. You know, there's talk about maybe the planet Nibiru and an invisible planet will come in and kind of smack into the orbit of the earth and create some type of catastrophic event. Or maybe it's just a special alignment since the solar eclipse took place on August the 21st in conjunction with all these hurricanes, although it's hurricane season, the major earthquake in Mexico. There's a grand awakening that's coming that could potentially be the end of the world. And so today we got to have this conversation on what's happening, because we're talking about celestial science. The whole premise of that theory of September the 23rd, something's going to happen because of a cosmic alignment. I'm going to give you the real deal on what that alignment really represents. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on our side of the ledger. Before we get started, you want to visit myastrologycoach.com. I'm telling you right now, you want to mark your calendars, like seriously, mark your calendars right now for Sunday, September the 17th, because at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, I am going to email you a link and a phone number to call. Okay, it'll be a US number, a UK number. My people in Australia, you'll be able to get in. Okay, I'm going to put on a free webinar that's going to get into the cosmic light body. What is the light body? The light body is your supreme highest self, your highest being of you. The soul is light. Is it not? Is it not that you carry a static charge if you rub your feet on carpet and you touch a piece of metal? Do you not have a heartbeat? Do you not have brain waves? Are you not electricity that's pulsating through your body? You are the light. There's a way to cultivate this light to bring it up to its most supreme function within your being. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. A free webinar the 17th. So that's next Sunday. Is that next Sunday? That's next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's showtime. But at 7:45 p.m. on the dot, you check your email. You're going to have the link. It's going to be from me. You join the mailing list, myastrologycoach.com. My brother, Minister Jew, has a brand new membership called Quantum Scriptures. This is where we start unlocking the self-realization of Christ consciousness within you. He calls it a new world interpretation, because the kingdom of God is within you. There's another scriptures that say, I say ye are gods, the God force that's inside of you. This membership talks about certain passages in the Bible and how they represent states of consciousness so you can get to the full godhood that's inside of you. This is at theimaginationguru.com. The membership tab, it's going to be a pop-up menu. You're going to see quantum scriptures. If you have any inch of understanding, of yearning, of understanding biblical mysteries, the parables that's in it, you want to be in this membership. All right. So we're going to get started right after the break.
Are you plagued by trauma, abandonment, or abuse? The Imagination Guru has helped thousands just like you overcome emotional memories that prevent you from happiness and success using the power of your mind. Overcome your trauma, overcome your abandonment, overcome your abuse by first making the decision right now to call the Imagination Guru at 1-877-345-3797 and live the life you deserve.
Hey everybody, my name is Shannon, and I want to give a shout out to the priesthood for being a part of the Toa Love Fund and the Imagination Guru, and also Prosperity Investment Group. All of these items have been just an inspiration and something that's been helping me just grow tremendously, spiritually and financially. And with that, that's it. Peace.
Okay, shout out to the Peace Queen, LaShannon, for being in our Toel Love Fund. This is where we help members out. We all just pitch in and help each other out every month. It's called the Love Fund. You can get to that via myastrologycoach.com. You'll see memberships, and it'll be right up under that tab. All right. So let's get into the meat. Let's get into the story. Get some water here before I start getting allergies start acting up. So September the 23rd, 2017, this theory has made it all the way to Wikipedia. Okay. And what you're seeing is they believe that on September the 23rd, this starts to the heavens, the planets in their location starts to mirror chapter 12 in the book of Revelations. Okay. And the scripture reads, a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in birth pains and the agony of giving birth. Okay. There's a note here that says the woman clothed in the sun, because on September the 23rd, the sun appears to be in front of the Virgo constellation. And the moon on that day will be at the foot of the woman. And if we count, Leo has 9 stars in this constellation, but there are going to be 3 planets, Venus, Mars, and Mercury, that look like stars will also be there, and this will give the illusion of 12 stars being above her head, which is the crown. This is a very good, cool observation. Okay, sorry if y'all hear my killer pit bull out there. All right, and so this is interesting. On one note, on September the 23rd, it looks like the sun is in Virgo, but in truth, it's not there. It's really in Libra, because that's the equinox. We're really in Libra season at that time. And the earth is tilted. And I always say this, you look like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but the sun don't rise. We know that. The earth is spinning. And so therefore, that's an illusion. So you can't believe what you see with the naked eye when it comes to trying to determine the astronomical facts. Okay. It's a little bit of an illusion there. And, you know, you got to just know the craft to understand that. All right. But however, it appears there so we can deal with it on surface value. Now, this is really interesting, though, because if we understand what's taking place at this particular time on the equinox. Let's deal with that first. The equinox is only 2 places in the year. Out of 365 days, there are only 2 days where the days appear to be even Steven. Okay. And this is around March the 21st, 22nd, and then September 23rd, right up in that area. Okay. The fall equinox and the spring equinox. So this is a major earth balancing point. Okay. It's a time of balance for sure. Okay. But if we want to get into Revelations 12, the whole story of this woman giving birth, she's giving birth to the Messiah. And that messianic child is really you. It's you. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. It's you. See, the problem in the world is majority of humanity has always been cowards. And there always have been a messenger who will come and go against the status quo. So your Buddhas, your Dalai Lamas, your all the way to Martin Luther King's and Malcolm X and your Gandhis, your Mother Teresa's, right? There's always someone who will go against status quo and take up that reign to try to usher in a higher understanding for humanity. Okay. And everybody supports that, but they're not taking up the reins themselves to lead the way. And rightfully so. It's just not probably in their, whatever. It's not their true calling, I suppose. But the point is, you're supposed, as humanity, you're supposed to get to a point where you can get to your highest self. Okay? Your highest self here. So her being crowned with the 12 stars is not per se talking about a certain alignment in the heaven. It's really talking about how, just like Jesus had 12 disciples, and this is taking place in Revelations 12, it's really talking about you having a thorough understanding of cosmic consciousness, 12 zodiac signs. You go to the 12th grade, and when you finish the 12th grade, you go to college, but we call the college the universe, Sati. That's what we call it, the universe. You really go to the universe. And then I always say it's 12 inches on a ruler. Why does the number 12 have to rule? Why couldn't it have been 11 inches on the ruler? 10, 12, 13, whatever, right? So there's something very special about understanding channel 12 as it pertains to your consciousness. You can look inside of the human brain and you will see that you have something called cranial nerves. You have 12 pairs of cranial nerves, which now gives you 24 nerves, which corresponds to the 24 hours in a day, which is also the 24 scientists that's inside of the Nation of Islam's cryptic tradition of theology. Okay. It's about you coming online, being a supreme force within you, because they're taught that Allah appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. Okay. So he's talking about the supreme being that's inside of you that activate these 12 cranial nerves. And this is when you become enlightened. And then when you become enlightened, the crown chakra in the Hindu tradition, the crown chakra, the Jesus Christ who has a thorn of crowns on his head, the crown becomes illuminated. Okay. And then the 1,000-petal lotus starts to illuminate, which is really talking about the brain cells in your brain, the dormant ones, because it's a known fact that humanity only uses a very small portion of their brain cells. Right. So therefore, when these brain cells come online, you become enlightened. Okay. You become the Buddha, who's always depicted as having this sun around his head. And then you see the same story play out inside of the Egyptian pantheons, where you have Horus, the sun god, and Ra, and all these type of things. Okay. So when we understand that this book of Revelations, and it tells you another sign appeared, and a huge fiery red serpent with 7 heads. You know, these 7 heads could be the 7 days of the week and these 7 visible planets that we see in the sky. Okay. And 10 horns and whatnot is taking place. So these sounds are actually taking place. All right. So all of this is really dealing with a specific science of when you become enlightened, when your full being, your 10 hands, your 10 toes, your full being, your 7 chakras, your energy centers, which are really endocrine glands in your body, starts to come online. You start to secrete a different chemical and you start to reach the godhood. So humanity on one scale is saying, well, the earth is going to crash. Something's going to happen here. And the earth is going to die, you know, and listen, that's not an impossibility. But if I had to bet my money, September the 24th, you're going to think ain't nothing happened and nothing's going to crash into the earth. And there's evidence of things crashing into the earth. There's big spots in New Mexico and places like that where it's craters of things crashing into the earth. The Grand Canyon is a remnant of some type of catastrophic event that took place. It's very possible. Okay. The Quran speaks in depthly about wiping out previous generations. Those Egyptians are gone. Those Mayans are gone. Those ancient civilizations that was down there in the bottom of the United States of America, gone, totally disappeared. Where are they? So it happens. Humanity goes through some things where they go bye-bye. But I do not believe, and I'm sure, and if it is going to happen, we ain't going to never know, you know, but I'm going to say we're going to be here the day after. All right. And the day after that, and the day after that. Okay. Because this thing is really talking about you getting your conscious to come online to get to the godhood. It's not a physical thing, but it is a physical thing. It's not a physical external event. It is an internal physical realization. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Now, it's interesting because I know, and this is why I say it's going to go on. Because in 1998, all right, on September the 23rd, where is the moon? She is at the foot of the Virgin. The sun is still in the exact same spot because it's the same day of the year, right? And then we see Mercury by her head. We see Venus by her head. And if we look at Leo, we see Mars. So there go 3 more planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, that could be crowned at her head. But yet this is 1998 and nobody's talking about the book of Revelations and things is going to crash then. You see, and everything is in alignment. Different planets involved, but for the most part, it's the same alignment, sun and moon. And personal planets. If you know anything about the solar system and the place and where you live at, Mercury and Venus will always be close to the sun. If you understand a basic diagram of where you live, because Mercury and Venus are closer to the sun than Earth, therefore, whenever you see the sun, either to the right of the sun or to the left of the sun, will be Venus or Mercury, depending on where they're at in their orbit. But since everyone in this solar system is going around the sun, which is Christ, okay, then we have to understand that these disciples, these followers, these supporters called planets, Mercury and Venus in this particular case, is always right by the Christ, always right by the sun. Always. It's just to the right of it or to the left of it because it's going around the sun. So how can it not be to the right or the left? It is. The planets that are behind you, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and things of that nature, these planets could be, when the sun goes down and it's dark, you can see these planets rising in the east, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, depending on what time of year, and they look like stars. And then, you know, they're not to the left or the right of the sun in our viewpoint from Earth, okay, because they are a planet behind us. Got to understand how the mechanics of this place work. But Venus and Mercury will always be to the right or the left of the sun. Always. Okay. So let's go back another 19 years to 1979, because remember, it's 2017, the Great Alignment. 19 years ago is 1998, same thing. 19 years prior to that, we in 1979. Where's the moon? She's at the foot of the Virgin again. Where's Mercury? Well, she's at the arm, and Venus is at the arm of the Virgin. The sun is always in the same spot on this day. Saturn's at the crown, and then we see Jupiter up there in Leo by Regulus. So we still see cosmic energy here in 1979, and nobody's talking the same thing. My point is this, ladies and gentlemen, the moon will always be in the exact same position on the exact same day 19 years from now. This is the riddle in the Holy Quran where it says, over it is 19. Okay? It's talking about the cosmic consciousness of the lunar cycle. This is why in Islam, their emblem is the moon. And this is why their new year starts on typically when the new moon, sun and moon are conjoined together in the sky in Libra. Some years it may be Scorpio. Okay? All right. So the moon is on this 18.6, but let's round up 19-year cycle. Hence, chapter 19, surah 19 in the Holy Quran is called Mary, which is the mother of Jesus. Hello. This is the one who gives birth to the Messiah. This is chapter 12, Revelations in the Bible, who's giving birth to the Messiah, who has these, 12 crowns or 12 stars is adorned over her head. This symbolic again for what's taking place in the Bible. We know the Holy Quran is a continuation of the Bible. Okay, because it talks about biblical people. Okay. All right. And so here's the thing of what you need to do with, because the earth, life is going to go on. 2012 came. That was the biggest doomsday prophecy ever. You telling me September the 23rd is going to be bigger than the alleged 2012? I doubt it. So we're still here after 2012. We'll be here after September the 23rd. What should you be doing is the question. So let's look at something here. There's a story, because I know about these cycles. There's a story that ran in Ohio that talk about the moon to align with ancient earthworks. This was like 2015, okay? September 7, 2015. In Newark, Ohio, like Newark, New Jersey, Newark, the New Ark of the Covenant, Newark. In Newark, Ohio, there is an ancient mound site where, if you don't know what a mound is an earth structure that's built in the form of a pyramid. It can be in the shape of a serpent. Instead of building out of bricks in North America, they build the energies out of earth energy. Although bricks and limestone is earth, but they build it out of dirt, okay? So in Newark, Ohio, they actually were tracking the 18.6 year cycle of the moon. There's a place called the Great Circle in Newark, Ohio, and the Great Octagon in Newark, Ohio. This is a fact. In fact, if you get into the science of it, if you want to see a good video, if you're in the mounds and you really want to see the intelligence that's on this planet, you need to watch a video right here on YouTube called The Code by Carl Monk, M-U-N-C-K. I'm talking about mathematics like you ain't never seen it. So if you look at something like the location of where this earthwork is, say it's 40 degrees, 2 minutes and 17 seconds north of the equator. If you take the 40 degree times the minute times the second, it will equal 2160. And 2160 is very important because that's the age of that's the exact timeline of an age. But inside of the story in the Bible, we talk about 1,260. Same numbers, but different variations in a sense. But my point is, check out that video called The Code, and you'll start coming into a higher understanding of what was being built, especially as it pertains to structures, earth structures right here in your own backyard, North America, by, people say this is the greatest place in the world. So there must be a spiritual counterpart to making this the physical greatest place in the world. There has to be, and you have to understand the power that's here. All right. So anyway, They're tracking this 19-year lunar cycle here in Newark, Ohio. This is a fact. All right. Not making this stuff up. So now I want to show you that we've been here. I've taken people to these places. This is a picture of the mounds. All right. And this one, we see a purple light coming out of the heaven. Okay. And touching down. All right. We're there. We done did prayer. We done did the drums. We done did our spiritual thing to raise the vibrational energy. The places like these are magnetic influxes known as vortices or vortexes. It just serves as an amplifier point of energy. In other words, it's a portal. So when you go to these kind of places and you are in tune, you have to understand it's not a place where it's subtle energy like Sedona. It's subtle. It's something that you feel inwardly. You may cry or something like that, but it's not a place that's, you know, boom, 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 boom. It's not that. It's a different type of quiet, subtle energy that takes place. Okay. All right. So we were fortunate enough to capture a picture where the purple ray of light come down. I've shown pictures of me whether I'm at Cahokia Mound and I got the purple light coming out on my forehead. What you're supposed to be doing is really cultivating the cosmic light body. Okay. Real talk, because see, listen, you're not supposed to be in fear at this particular time where it's about you shutting down and you're scared and don't know what's going to happen. There are always cosmic energies taking place, and sometimes they all align. And when they all align, this is just simply called a conjunction. There's more of an influx of energy at that particular time. Instead of being scared and you're going to live like in 2012, then why not learn how to embrace the light and empower yourself with the light? Okay. So the cosmic light body, like I show you, my most dedicated, most loving, who I would call devout aspirant on this path, Mother Shantae, as I call her. This is someone who you want to pray for you. This is someone where I gave her the solar secrets of sound, the right sound at the right time as it pertains to her as a person, as her for a whole year. She dedicated herself to loving light energy of the sun. And now her face glows when you take pictures of her. Now she sometimes becomes transparent and translucent. You can't see her when you take a picture of her. And if you know her, ever been around her, you can feel the energy. Why? How? I'm going to talk about this in the webinar on the 17th. It's free. We got to get to a point that we know we're going to be here, but how do we raise the level of consciousness inside of our own being and start to really become enlightened? So when I say I'm teaching the path of enlightenment, I have proof, whether it be my own external light that's radiating off of myself, whether I get on my own aura chakra technology that I invested in and all my chakra levels are up and my color is white or my color is indigo, the highest level colors that you can get, and I'll show you these techniques, or whether it's my most devout aspirants who are radiating and glowing. This is a known phenomenon all throughout the eastern part of the world, but in the western part of the world, we're slow and late to the party, but we got materialism, which is a great facet to have because we live in the physical material world and we love material girls, right? All right. So get to this cosmic light body class. It's a free webinar again, the 17th. The physical class is at myastrologycoach.com. You can scroll down. It's on the main page. The physical class starts October the 22nd on a Sunday. This is a lifetime practice that I'm going to show you. It's going to take at least 12 months because the frequencies change, the zodiac signs change, the months change, the seasons change. That means the light code transmissions from our sun changes. The vibrations change. You need to know how to cultivate this light. Okay? All right, man. So with that, there's not going to be no blackout, I don't think. I could be wrong. I doubt it. It's going to be all about you unlocking and reaching your most supreme state of being. Okay? So with that, I look forward to seeing you. The information will be in the bio or in the video description. All right? All right. Peace.
Prophecy is what we all have to go by now.